All right, what's going on, family? What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome to the Live Jazz Experience. All right, appreciate you guys tuning in. I know we've been a little delayed. Skype was giving me a little bit of a hard time, but we're here. And we got special guests in the house. Sheila Moore Piper is in the house. I'm looking at something else. Sheila Moore Piper's in the house. She's here to share her brand new project and projects she got going on in the gospel world. And also, of course, we got WKHS FM from Chestertown, Maryland. We have Lady Praise. What I'm talking about. And we got DJ Jazzman is in the house. I know it's been a minute since I talked to them. But the good news is, Batman is going to be in Chestertown. That's right, this upcoming Sunday on the Sunday Jazz Experience. That's right, their talk show, the music program, airing live on WKHS.org if you want to catch it online. And if you're in the vicinity of the DMV, you can catch it on 90.5. So we'll have Lady Praise talk to us a little bit. What's up, Lady Praise? What's up, DJ Jazz Man? What's up? What's up, y'all?
How you all doing?
Awesome.
Hey, Batman, what's up?
Batman is good. So we still get to go on Sunday. You guys are ready for the Batman on Sunday?
Yes, we are.
All right.
And let me correct you a little bit. Make sure you have to give everybody out the correct address. It's you said WKHS.org, WKHSradio.org.
Oh, that's
so
right.
They'll go to something else. So.
Oh, okay. My bad, y'all.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm
Actually on
radio in there, so they'll be on the wrong website.
Yeah, be on the wrong website. WKHSradio.org. So check them out.
Radio.org. There you go.
Radio.org. That's right. Awesome show. And you guys air starting at 6 o'clock, 6 to 8 every Sunday, correct?
Yep, 6 to 8 every Sunday. Yeah.
You gotta forgive Batman. Yep. He got too much stuff to remember. Like, for example, I forgot to go live on Facebook Live.
You're good, man. You're good, Batman. You're good.
I know, but Batman got some exciting news, and of course, I'm one of my old friend. Well, I'm not gonna say old friends, but one of my good friends, and they're a very lovely couple, and that's the Pipers. They based in Texas. I've been knowing them for a minute. Met them through an organization called Angara. That's like long before you guys came along. They actually not around, but I love that organization. I love that platform, and they have brought so many people together through Facebook. I mean, they had a beautiful platform where they were actually showing people how to put their music together in a proper format for radio, and how to brand yourself. I mean, the guy that was running it, his wife was actually a vocalist herself, and he was actually a producer, and he did a whole lot of stuff. He was a remarkable gentleman, a lot of talent, and I'm not going to put any words in his mouth, but he decided to move on to something new. And believe me, the industry really missed them dearly. They actually got me into gospel radio because I didn't have any music, and I was actually streaming from their platform until I got an understanding of how this thing worked. Because we would just strictly talk, and but it was like more on street lit. I started out in street lit for podcasting because we was in publishing for so long, so I had a better, So anyway, that's a long story. But anyway, Sheila and her husband Glenn been around for a minute since I met them, and they actually own their own production company. Matter of fact, Mr. Piper is actually a musician himself, as well as a producer and I guess a music composer. All that stuff to come in there. He probably got all the titles that you can even imagine. And he does a lot of fantastic things. He's actually a musician for professional R&B artists. And one day we'll get him on the show too. I'm not sure if he's going to join us tonight. But maybe one day we can.
I'm here, man. I'm here.
Oh, he's here. Okay. Well, hold on. Let me put you on hold, Glenn. We're not ready for you yet, man. Hold tight. So anyway, so he's here to probably explain what he does, which is a good thing. All right, but before we move forward in the programming, Lady Praise, you got any updates what's going on in Chestertown, Maryland these days?
It's not much really going on too much. It's really quiet. Everybody's getting ready for the holidays and stuff. We really had a good show this past Sunday. We did our featured artist. We had a really good featured artist that we did, and we had a really good reception with him. We did Boney James, and we really had a really good show. And right now, people are just really getting ready for the holidays and stuff.
That sounds like a lot.
They just had the Dickens Christmas and some celebrations downtown, but everything's starting to quiet down a little bit.
Yeah, but you guys got a lot going on at the theater. The Garfield, I know, is going to be jumping for this holiday. I know somebody got a Nutcracker going on, play or something. High schools. Somebody got something going on.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Right.
I think so. I don't think there's anything going on at the high school, not as I know of, as far as a Nutcracker.
Oh.
But
man, we always have
we always
have like at least 2 or 3 Nutcracker plays we invited to, like dance recitals. Oh, that's just something that happens.
Yeah.
Right, Jazz, man?
There's nobody over here doing Nutcracker at all, I don't think.
Oh,
no.
Man, that's how you get that holiday kicking.
I do know an event that's being planned that's going to be going on in April. This guy, his name is Wilbert, and he's one of the Masons in the Queen Anne's County and Kent County areas, and they are planning a jazz trip to Reading, Pennsylvania to hear Brian Culbertson, and he's planning it now, but it's going to be leaving out on April the 5th to go to the concert.
Oh wow, cool.
But I will be announcing on a radio station this weekend.
That's right. So the big news is the Batman, aka Jerry Royce Live, will be in Chestertown, hanging out with the Sunday Jazz crew at the studio in Chestertown. So we're excited about that. Yeah. So we're gonna bring the crew up.
I'm excited to get you in the studio.
We're not gonna have Lakeisha with us this time. We'll bring her next time. Her son is actually celebrating his birthday this weekend.
Yeah.
And my Jordan was celebrating his birthday. Both our sons, I think that's the son that's the same age. I believe they're the same age, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we're going to be coming across the bay. And for those of you that don't understand the makeup of Maryland, Maryland is a very unique. And I can't get into the geographics because I don't have my map in front of me or the terminology that he used. But the Chesapeake Bay actually almost split. Maryland runs down the middle of Maryland, and we have the eastern and the western shore. And on the western shore, you have, you got your DC, you got your PG, Montgomery County, Baltimore County, and a whole bunch of other Howard counties going on. And then on that side of the eastern shore, they have a lot of these different shores, mid shore, lower shore, upper shore. And basically that's the home of Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass and some other big time people back in the, that period of so where we go back to the 1800s we're talking about.
Henry Highland Garnett.
Yep, and Samuel Green too, right? Then Samuel Green coming through there.
Samuel Green.
Yep, and that's the home of the Rock News magazine that was published by the Sampson. It was the first African American newspaper in Talbot County, home of Frederick Douglass. So that's big too. That's in the museum. So they got they have several museums, Trapp Museum, the Harriet Tubman Museum, and the Welcome Center, which was just completed just about 2-3 years ago through the federal government through a grant. I think they came through the Bush administration. It was signed off by the Obama administrations. $90 million project. So all that is going on.
Yeah. Also the Rock newspaper is in the Maryland Archives in Talbot County Library.
Awesome.
So it's all documented.
That's right. A lot of history in Maryland.
And Batman.
Mm-hmm. What else you got?
Yeah. I also want to mention too that we have Sumner Hall, which is a African American Civil War museum that was founded by 25 African American Civil War soldiers.
That's right. There's only 2 of them. Only 2 in the whole country, right?
In Chestertown, so that's big time.
That's right. There's only 2 of them that exist in the whole country. One in, I believe, North Carolina and Chestertown, Maryland.
South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Batman can remember a little bit of stuff.
South Carolina. So that's big.
Yeah,
that's big.
That's right. Big time history, a lot of history. And of course, Maryland and Virginia is well connected with one another. We got the DMV, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. So you have a lot of history that came up through Virginia which dealt with the Washingtons, Martha and George Washington. And that's where we got the owner judge story. So we'll talk a little bit about that later too. Maybe during the holiday, we'll cover some history stuff with those who are interested in Maryland. And then you talk about the Chitlin Circuit, and Glenn probably could talk a little bit about that too, because that's when you had a lot of your comedians, your R&B artists that traveled the Chitlin Circuit, and I think Maryland and Cambridge and DC, Philly, New York, all of them was part of that. So I'm going to pull that up too. So a lot of great history, a lot of big time people came through. Red Fox, Richard Pryor, The Temptations, The Whispers, James Brown, just to name a few.
Yeah.
That's right. Big time history, y'all. That's why I love me some
Yeah,
Maryland.
well, DJ King, when you come on Sunday, DJ King will be able to fill you in on that stuff, because he actually used to work down at one of those clubs, which was Charlie Gray's in Chestertown. So.
All right, cool. Yeah, because Cambridge, Maryland, all of them is in there. All right, well, it's time for Batman to chill out and sit back and relax. But I'm going to say hello to my special guest. They like family, really. They embrace Batman. They helped put me on the map. They're very instrumental in all of that. And is that true, Mr. Piper and Mrs. Piper? What's going on? Welcome to the live jazz experience on Positive Power Double XI. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Hey, welcome.
Hey, what's going on, Jerry?
Welcome, Brother Jerry.
Long time. Yeah, they go all the way back, Batman, about 5 years? We go back about 5 years, don't we?
It's almost about the time yeah, maybe longer than that.
Yep,
maybe
2013, 2014. Yep, because we coming up on our anniversary on the 21st. And we'll talk a little bit about that when I visit the FM people on Sunday in Chestertown. So look, I'm so glad to have you guys on the show, and we're going to do some more with you guys, because I know you guys got a lot going on with new artists and everything, and that's why we decided to do this podcast with this radio crew, because they're what you call connoisseurs in music. They love music, but they weren't that up on gospel music. So this is like a lesson for them. So no further ado, I give you Lady Praise and DJ Jazzman. So you have a great show. Amen.
Welcome.
Hey guys. How are you guys doing this evening?
We're great. How are you? Thank you so much for having us.
Good. This is DJ Lady Praise talking to you.
Hey, DJ Lady Praise, how you doing?
Great. So please, guys, let's start out. Please tell me about Sheila Moore Piper. How did you get started?
Oh, Sheila just dropped. Yeah, Sheila dropped. She'll be back. Her call dropped for some reason. All right. Well, I guess, Glenn, you can answer that question, because he actually manages her career.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, how did you guys get started? How did she get started singing? How long has she been singing?
Oh God, she's been singing ever since she was a little child. You know, of course, before I met her. And so I can only talk about when I met her, which was in 2002. And we were both doing music. And before we became, before we did a production company amongst ourselves, this is where we were dating. We weren't even married at the time. And so we had two other partners that we was working with. We had a production company with them, which is her brother, her younger brother, who is also a musician. And so she comes from a music background, and I come from a music background. And so we put out the first record, which she don't like to talk about. But
wow,
she's back. So she's laughing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, she's back. She's back.
Right, she's back. So,
sorry, my phone.
So,
oh my goodness.
We put out the very first record, and it was, what was the name of the first record?
I don't talk about that record.
Serious About You. Yeah, it was called.
Yeah, I guess Serious About You, but that's not a record I talk about.
Well, I mean, okay. You know, we all start somewhere, you know, and you know that was just I would call that a learning curve or starting record. You know that you're supposed to grow with each record that you do, and so that we'll call that our default demo record that we did. And
yeah, like one of the songs was 8 minutes long. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when.
Wow.
Yeah, that was back when songs was like 5 and 6 and 7 minutes long for no reason at all. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, just long for no reason.
Wow, so that is incredible.
Yeah, and so moving forward, we got married in 2002, and so I think what happened is we kept doing our music, and everybody that was a part of the previous company, they ended up doing, you know, their own thing, and people grow apart and end up doing their own music, taking their own path, and we stuck with it, and we end up re-releasing the first album. We redid the songs. Of course, we shortened them a whole lot. And so the first record that we re-released was The Story Told Twice. And that was in 2009. And then we came back in 2014 and released Are You Ready, which is the song, her signature song, which is Get Excited.
Yeah.
That's the song that, she can take it from there. I don't know why she got me talking about this, because she can really explain this a whole lot better than I can.
Well, that's my phone kind of kicked off and I had to call back in. Sorry about that. But yeah, what he said is true. We did have to reduce some of the songs on the Story Told Twice, because some of the songs on the actual very first trial record, we didn't put it on the Story Told Twice. But by the time we got to the Story Told Twice, we still were trying to figure out how to do. I was still trying to figure out photography, pictures, branding. I'm still trying to figure that out, because now you really don't. Coming into the the 2000s and stuff, you don't have a lot of AR, and you don't have you have to figure out your branding, because you don't have a person doing AR. So because you're private, so you're doing your own thing. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so you just have to just figure it out. But if we figured it out long as we go, between the years of 2008 and 2014, we were working and still doing music and going to seminars and learning how to do these things and going to conferences, because I'm big on the business part as well. And so we were going to conferences and things like that, and learning how to do this thing and learning how to do this and how to just really how to set up shop. So by the time So the Lord had given me some time to write more songs and stuff like that to add to the Are You Ready record, because I was still teaching and stuff like that. And so by the time 2014 came along and we were ready to release the record, we were ready, and the branding was on point and photography was on point, and the Lord had merged everything together.
Oh wow! Now I listened to your Come On, Let's Celebrate, and to me it's giving me that Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis vibe. Is that the vibe you were going for?
You know what? No, it's however.
Really? Because I love it. I loved it. And I was like, I love this.
Oh, thank you. The Lord gave me the song. Yeah, he just gave me the song in July. So when I was coming back from North Carolina, I had something going on, and when coming back from North Carolina, he gave me the song Wheels Up, writing the song Wheels Down. We're back in Houston. Song is complete. So by the time I got it to my husband, I said, okay, this is what the Lord gave me. This is the song. And so by the time he got through with everything, and this is what it sounds like. I was like, okay,
to me it sounds great, because I'm loving it, because to me it sounds like that 90s. To me it sounds like that 90s. Sounds to be like a 90s gospel, R&B, gospel vibe to it. I'm like, man, I like this. This is good.
If anybody knows me, they know that I am a groove master. So I like.
Well, you were grooving.
I like feel good music, and I definitely like the kind of like the old school, the '70s, the Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yes.
Anything
that's
that's
right.
Exactly.
you know
Yeah.
the four on the floor type thing that makes you move and dance.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what I heard. That's exactly what I heard. Yep. That's exactly what I'm hearing.
Yeah. I'm a big Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah.
I love Earth, Wind and
Yep.
Fire. So, and I guess not intentionally it goes that way, but I guess it just ends up going that way. not intentional, though. I guess it's not intentional.
No, not at all. No.
Yeah, I guess it's just the way he directed it. I'm like, oh, okay, Lord, this is the way we're going. Okay, all right, let's do it.
But I like it because it's a nice upbeat worship song about Christmas, and I really, really like it. I said, man, this is a really nice song.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Man,
Thank you.
I really like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how did you guys come up with? So tell me about the BDM, your Upgroove music brand, and how did you come about forming that brand? And do you have other performers that are going to be singing underneath that brand?
Yeah, I could talk about this. So now, before we met, we each all had our own individual production company, and so my production company, my production company was U Groove Music, and hers was Busting the Devil Music. And
Busting the Devil. Okay, that's got to be a story in that. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Well, you got to ask on that. Busting the Devil. Okay. All right. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So moving forward, we got married, and I said, hold on, we need to combine, our two production companies together and just make one.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of people don't know this. They just say the BDM, and nobody really knows what the BDM stands for. But now you know, Busting the Devil Music.
Now I know.
Busting the Devil Music. U Groove Music. So it's BDM U Groove Music.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's how we merge those together, and that's our brain.
Wow. And so, what was the numbers at the end? Yeah.
You could just imagine the look on the people's face when I had to go get my DBA for it. And I remember when I went to go get the DBA for it, and the lady looked at me and she said, well, baby, there's a lot of devils out there, so it's approved.
I love that. Love it. I love it. Oh my word. So how hard was it the producing but coming up with a production company? Is it hard to form something like that? Is it easy, or can you give some tips?
I mean, performing a production company is easy. All you really need is a name and there you have a production company. Yeah. The challenge is to the branding part of it, staying consistent. Putting out good music, and just giving people a quality product. 100% of the time, not 25%, 100% of the time. And so that's the challenge. And also I would say with any producers out there, and they can attest to this. I think a good producer would take an artist that and not really change who they are, but take their strong points and bring out the best in them, but still keep the integrity and the vision that the artists have in mind.
Yeah.
Wow, cool. Okay. Great. So DJ Jazzman, do you have any questions?
How you all doing? I have many. How you all doing?
Hey,
we're great. How are you? How are you doing?
All right. Doing well. Now, I love the fact that you all have a husband and wife business team. I like that. But I'm gonna have a couple And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 questions for Sheila. I'm going to have 2 questions for Glenn. Okay, Sheila first. Okay, Sheila, what makes you a unique Christian soul artist?
Oh, wow.
Because there are many Christian artists, many gospel artists. What makes you unique? What if someone would say, okay, tune in to Sheila Moore Piper. She's a cut above the rest. What would you say will make you unique?
Well, I like what the Lord taught me. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, so I'm not going to be like anybody else. And I'm like He calls us unique. That's what we are. And He says that we're fearfully and wonderfully made. So I have had to learn and this is what I had to learn, and my husband helps me with this, to just be myself. I can't be somebody else. I can't fit into another mode and be somebody else. When I first started, before the Lord pushed me into music ministry, because He kind of pushed me into it, because I'm a school teacher by trade, and I'm an educator by trade, and I had gotten comfortable with the educated field, and with the money and all that stuff. And the Lord reminded me that I've been a songwriter since I was 8 years old, and He reminded me that remember those songs that I gave you the right remember. And He pushed me out into this. But I did not want to really, I wanted to come out, but I didn't want to come out because I was a little intimidated, because sometimes in gospel music, if you're not a certain type of artist, you may get support, you may not get support. And I just, didn't want to be different. I kind of wanted to be like everybody else. And if I couldn't be like everybody else, then I didn't know if I wanted to do it. But I had to learn that, the Lord don't deal with duplicates. If you're twins, that's great, but even twins have their own identity. So you have to have,
amen, yeah.
Yeah, you have to have your own identity in this thing. And so once I learned not to go with what the people think I should be, and I started to go with what the Lord called me to be, and do the music that He called me to do, then it made me understand my purpose and to walk in my purpose.
Oh, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
Now, what gave you the courage to do that?
Well, the Lord gave me the courage, and the more you do this, we get excited. It was a totally different kind of track. Nobody was doing a track like that. And when my husband wrote the track for me, at first I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that track, and that track kind of, and then I kind of shied away from it. The Holy Ghost was like, why are you shying away from the track? He said, I gave you the track to do, and I'm like, well, Lord. He said, oh, you think that it's work? I said, well, it's not the norm. And He said, oh no, this is for Jesus. This track is for Jesus. Don't let anybody ever tell you that the track is for the world or for somebody else. He said, I would never. The Lord was talking to me, telling me I would never give you anything that's gonna glorify them. He said, no, this is for me. This is for me. And then it's different, and sometimes when it's different, people don't embrace different. And then I'm learning, the Lord has shown me they do embrace different. I was thinking in my mind that they wouldn't embrace it, but it's a lot of people who really are looking for it. A lot of people who want it, and there was a void of it, and there was the void that was missing. And so when I had to go sing it somewhere, and I would go places, I was like, oh, Lord, I don't know how this is going to go. Oh, Jesus, I'm in this church. Oh, Lord, what are they going to do? And I sang the song, and the people would be up on their feet, and they would be like, where can I get the song from? I love that song. I need to get excited in this. And I was like, wow, Jesus, wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, the Lord had to show me that there was a need. Sometimes we're afraid to do something because we're thinking, well, who's going to like that? Who's going to? But if the Lord called you to it, then it's a need for it. And so your job is to make sure the people are served. So everybody don't like one facet of music. Everybody don't like one sound of gospel music. You got some people who like this type of music, and it's almost like you're going to a restaurant. You have to have different choices. You can't give everybody the same thing. Some people may not like chicken; they may want fish, and some people don't want beef; they want lamb. So it's different. So it's different. So I had to walk into and understand. I couldn't be different. Yeah.
Yeah. If God backs you, who can be against you?
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Now, Sheila,
that's right.
You mentioned that starting around 8 years old, you were writing your own songs.
Yeah,
okay. Do you write for other artists?
Yeah, I do. I do. Yes, I can. I have. I do a lot of arranging. As a matter of fact, on some of the artists we work with, I do a lot of the arranging, the lyrical arranging for them, the vocal arrangements for them. So yeah, I do.
Oh wow, cool.
Other artists.
Oh, that's real cool. Now, Sheila, do you write when you write the song? Do you choose what artist you want, or do the artists come to you and you just give them a song?
Usually the artists come to us, and sometimes they have a song, and if they don't have a song, then we got a situation right now where we have a song, we got to match it with an artist. And I mean, and Glenn was talking about that last week. We were having this little discussion about that. And then sometimes with people, they may have a song, and what happens is they may bring the song to us, but it's really not a song. It's not finished, because when you have a song and you really are a songwriter, you know how the verse goes, hook goes, everything, the vamp goes, everything needs to be in order. And so sometimes people bring you a song and all they have is just a hook. Well, then it's not complete. So I have to take it and arrange it and make it a complete song to make it fit.
Oh, okay. That's great. That's great. Now, I can say, now the next question, well, I guess it could be both of you, or should I say GP?
Yes.
But anyway. All right. Now, what advice would you give to young, upcoming, specifically gospel artists who are looking to get into the business?
You want to take this?
I'll take it. Know that you're called first before you get in it. Realize that if you're coming into the business, especially gospel music, come into it with a mind of a servant. Don't come into it with the attitude of, I'm going to be famous. Don't come into it with that mindset. That's the first mindset. Understand that you're called. If you were called to this, then the Lord is going to guide you eventually to your excellence. But you're going to have to do the work. There are no shortcuts to being an artist at all, period, especially not gospel. But there really are no shortcuts to being an artist. You're going to have to do the work. I think sometimes people come into the game, I'm going to say the game, they come into it thinking that they don't have to work, that somebody's going to do it for them. Long gone are those days. We are now in the 2000s, going into the 2020s, where they're not doing it for you like that no more. The record industry has changed. You got to do your research. That's one thing you do. You do your research. I'm a person who reads a lot. I'm a business person. And I remember Philip Bailey, when he was talking from Earth, Wind & Fire, I read an article about 3 months ago, where he was talking about when he first came into the industry years ago, before Maurice White and them, they approached him about being a part of the group. He said that they used to selling records, and people were outside people standing outside the record stores and buying their records and stuff like that. And he made a comment. He said the music industry today is so different. It's so different because you got streaming. A lot of people stream and things like that. So when you come into it, you have to know the business. It's not just enough for you to think that, somebody's going to make me famous. No, it's not going to be like that all the time. You're going to have to do your work as well. And you're going to have to find out what sound exchange means. What does that mean? What is ASCAP? What is BMI? Those are things that you need to know. So it's a lot come with it. It's not just you being an artist. It's not just about you being an artist. It's about the business part too.
Right.
Okay. Great. Yeah, that's excellent answer, especially for young artists. GP, during the playoff for what Sheila said, now, does BDMU Groove Music, are you all involved with artist development in terms of, back in the day, how Motown, they had a woman named Maxine Powell, and she dealt with, how to go to photo shoots, how to have certain etiquette, how to have stage presence, what you do. Do you all involved in artist development?
Well, somewhat we normally don't, but what we do, we kind of help them along the way as far as I always call it like a jump start, because what we like to do is we always like to educate people. I always like to tell people you don't never want to put your whole career in any one person's hand. Learn as much as you can, So whatever we learn, because we're learning too. We're always learning. You never get to a point where you know everything. So you're always learning and you're always researching. And so what we do, we just take our experience and then we share with our clients and help them to make their own path and to learn for themselves. And I guess that you would call that some type of artist development. But as far as just sitting down and say, hey, do this, no, we don't do that.
I like that you all talk about the researching and education.
Yeah, education. You got to educate. You got to learn the business. I can't say that enough. But any upcoming artist, learn as much as you can. Learn as much as you can.
And I have one more question before I turn it back over to Lady Face. This is for both of you. Where do you all see? Where do both of you see BDM, youth groove music, 5-10, being as young as you all are, 5 to 10 years from now?
Woo. Wow.
Oh.
That's a huge question. Yeah, that's a big question. That's a huge question. I guess I just see us growing more and doing what we need to do. I don't know if we're just going to be doing music. The Lord may put us in film.
Right. Yeah, we might be doing film.
We can go film. We may be doing film as well. You know.
We might do school. We might, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. We
anything that's going to help, help the community.
Yeah, have serve the community.
Help serve and leave a legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Consulting, we could do several things. Yeah. It's so much stuff under the umbrella that we see that we can do. Yeah, that we see.
That's outside of music.
Yeah.
That's outside of music.
Yeah. Just
oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
That's a great answer right there. That having a broad range.
Yeah,
now, do you all plan to get into other genres of music? Say like if a jazz artist came along. That's gospel jazz, man.
Yeah, well, I do other genres of music myself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I call it music. It's just music.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever it comes, because if you take any kind of song and strip the lyrics from it, it's just music.
Mm-hmm.
There's no genre. There's no genre to it. Now, when the genre comes in, or where we categorize it as when you start writing lyrics. When you start writing lyrics, because you can take the same song that Sheila wrote, "Come On, Let's Celebrate," and put different lyrics on that track, and you can throw it in different genres.
Mm-hmm. You can make it a blues.
Yeah.
You can make it a blues.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
yep.
To me, it's the lyrics that kind of puts everything in a certain genre.
Mm-hmm.
That's well put. Very well put. Yeah. All right, Lady Praise. Any other questions?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Like I said, when I hear "Come On, Let's Celebrate," you can easily take that song and put it into a 90s R&B vibe.
Yep. It could be one of the time songs. It got a Prince kind of thing going to it.
And even like an Earth, Wind and Fire, or you can even throw a Mary J. Blige up in there or somewhere up in there.
Yeah.
Heck, I would even think Jill Scott.
Okay.
Seriously, I mean, your voice is that tight. I mean, your voice is that wonderful.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored. Oh.
Yeah. So, hey, I got a question for you, Sheila. So what other artists what other gospel artists have you performed with? And if you can perform with any gospel artist, who would that be? And I know you've got to have a favorite gospel artist out there.
I've done. I like to say I've done some big things with different people. I I got to say, I love some of the mainstream gospel artists. Gene Moore Jr. is amazing. I love him. I mean, I love so many different people, but I love a lot of the independent gospel artists too. Shannon Ray is amazing. I just love a lot of people. Neva's amazing. I could say Cassandra. I mean, it's so many independent artists I love. I mean, I love as well. I do love some of the mainstream. I think Tasha Cobbs is amazing. I'm a big Mary person. I love Mary. I've loved them since they came out. Yes. Erica Campbell.
Yes.
Can't miss me with Erica. You can't miss me with Mary. I'm a big Kirk fan. I mean, supporter. I love Kirk. Love his music. Just so many different artists out there now that I like Ty Tribute. I'm a big Ty Tribute person. I just love the different. I like Ben Tankard. Ben Tankard is a jazz gospel artist.
Oh yeah, I love Ben.
Absolutely, Ben Tankard is awesome. Yeah.
BB Winans, you can't miss me with BB Winans. You can't miss me. I love them as well. So Yolanda Adams, of course, she's H-Town. Love her too. It's so many. Just so many.
It's so many. Isn't it so many?
Yeah, it's so many. So many now. And what's happening now is you're mixing it up with independent. You see a lot of mainstream and independent getting together and doing some things. Like a matter of fact, I was asked to be a part of an event in November. I couldn't do it because I was working. 4G is a rapper I think he's out of Florida. I think he's out of Tampa, Tallahassee, somewhere from that area. He asked me to be a part of this event, but I couldn't do it. But Canton Jones was there with him. And Canton Jones, Canton Jones is big.
I like Canton Jones.
Yeah, Canton Jones.
Yeah, I love me some Canton Jones now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on that ticket.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it because I had I had to work. But I'm just saying now it's so much stuff going on. As a matter of fact, Marcus was talking to me about Marcus out of San Francisco, KPOO Radio. San Francisco was talking to me about doing an event coming up with him next year, and he's big time up there in San Francisco. And just somebody was telling me something about something going on with some people in Vegas for the sellers, and they were asking me about that. And some mainstream artists going to be a part of that. And they were asking me, "Do you?" I said, "You just got to give me the information." But now I'm just seeing a bunch of kind of like the mainstream and independent artists, and kind of some of them are doing some things together. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, and I was thinking, when you say that, because when you really look at a lot of people, you really see a lot of that mixing in, because you really don't see a lot of the gospel artists like the Kirks and the Yolandas and everything. A lot of these mainstream labels. A lot of the artists are coming and creating their own labels.
Yeah,
creating their own labels. A lot of the mainstream are creating their own labels and saying, "I'm going to create my own label." Like, I think, didn't Marvin Sapp come up with his own label?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Just like last year or something. I was like, wow, Marvin Sapp just came out with his own label and is doing his own thing, and music on his own label.
Yeah, I think Yolanda has hers too, right?
Yeah,
she has one as well. Yeah, I think a lot of them.
Yeah, I think she does have one as well. Yeah.
I know Karen Clark Sheard has hers. Carew Records.
Yes.
Yeah, that's hers.
Yes.
Yeah,
yep.
She has her own.
Yep, that's hers. Yeah. Yeah. So that's really a major push towards everything. Yeah. So it is amazing. So do you guys see yourself even doing any kind of streaming, getting into streaming? Or are you going to just, get in and do a little bit more with Batman and Positive Power on this platform?
Yes, we're doing
I know Batman's listening.
Yeah, we're going to do it all. We're doing it all.
I love it.
I love it. We're going to do it all.
Do it all.
Do it all. Yes.
Well, hey, Batman, do you have any other questions for our guests? Because this has been a wonderful. Thank you guys so much. This has been a wonderful interview.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, they awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, they awesome family. Awesome fam. One of the things I want to make a note real quick to everybody who's out there who's very familiar with the Pipers, and also they mentioned Shawn Ray Price. You know, Shawn Ray has been out there for a really long time, not just in gospel, but she started her career in R&B, and her and her sister Kelly made it pretty big for many years before she decided to settle down. That's right. Shout out.
Shout out to Shawn
That's
Ray.
right.
Yeah.
Settle.
Yeah,
Right, Dupree.
He's a dope producer too.
That's right. Take them pictures too. Good photographer.
Yay. Dupree. Dope.
That's right. And also Cassandra Webb. You ever got a chance to see Cassandra Webb in person?
Cassandra Webb. Yeah,
Woo!
shout out.
All of them can rock a stage. They tear it up. Them, you know, and that's the thing too.
Shout out to Neva and Jason.
And Neva, right? Oh, Neva.
And Reggie
Oh,
Campbell.
don't forget.
Reggie Campbell, all of them.
Oh, Reggie, James.
He's all out.
Right.
Yeah,
all of them.
Patterson over in London, all of them doing it, you know, and Reggie Campbell is, you know, going doing the thing. All of them. We got so many people.
Yeah, a lot of them. Lot of nominations, a lot of awards.
Yeah, a lot of them.
And the thing about when I was watching you guys over the summer, when you guys had the radio tour and you guys were touring, I think through Texas, I think Houston, you guys were doing radio stops, and a lot of it was on Facebook Live. You can see that chemistry that you hear a lot of people talking about with the NFL teams. You need that chemistry to succeed, and then with the collaboration, it helps you bring your fan base together and share because of the way the streaming. You guys mentioned a little bit about the streaming technology. As you know, the 21st century has changed so much. The game has changed so much, even with radio and TV. But the opportunity has opened up a lot for independents, So
that's right.
You can't be mad when you hear about people like, Hezekiah Walker and some of the other bigger guys, doing their own tours, setting up their own, promotions. You can't be mad. Because the opportunities are here for them to get on podcasts and don't have to worry about paying a whole lot of money to get with the larger syndicated radio shows. You don't really need them. You got YouTube now and the Breakfast Club and all these people. They got millions of followers.
Yeah.
That's right. Right.
So
everything is going to streaming, man. You got to get creative.
That's right.
You got to really be creative and innovative.
Let's get out there.
And stay up to date.
Up to date.
Wow.
Now, I got a question, Glenn. Now, one of the things that we like about this program is we do mix the genres up, so you get a chance to learn from everybody. We actually had house music composers and producers on the show, as well as jazz. One of the things that we like to talk to you guys about is the opportunity. How creative can you get with your business? One of the things that we had an artist on here that specialized in her voice was very similar to Phyllis Hyman. So she actually had invested her own money and started renting out venues like Black Boxes. And her manager was so creative, he was able to use Eventbrite. So he didn't have to worry about giving his money to Ticketmaster. They just Eventbrite, and with Facebook, they were able to pack the venue for weeks. And if we told you her name, you probably was like, oh, I don't think I know her. But she's associated with a lot of the artists, musicians that that's in the DMV, and you probably know them, you see her. But do you guys see yourselves doing that eventually down the line? Just taking a venue and just say, hey, let's just promote our own concert. Because when the people come there, it's almost like for example, she had the voice of Phyllis Hyman, but she reminded you a lot of Patti LaBelle. She had that. Wow. Patti LaBelle is very outgoing. And I know Phyllis was kind of like that in so many ways, but to me, Patti just got that personality. She just entertained you. So, this lady, she had all of that. So she had that package that she felt like she could invest in herself, and people will come. Do you guys see that in the future for yourselves?
Oh, yes.
How about you, Sheila? Sheila,
most definitely.
Yeah, I do. I'm thinking with Collective Brand, when we did the Collective Brand tour this year, that's what we did.
Right.
Shawn Ray was great at the Eventbrite link, and we were able to use the Eventbrite to do what we needed to do as far as get people to come out and stuff like that. So I definitely see that in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, because live entertainment. Because to me, live entertainment is live entertainment when you're good, and all of you guys have those very strong voices, and you have those personalities that people will walk away saying, you know what, I didn't know anything about them, but I took a chance on them because of the promotions was so great, and I bought a ticket.
Yeah,
you know, and I think that's where we are right now. I think we're in that world now where you just got to show the people who you are, and they will come out, they will support you. You know. Because the music is good. Because, I mean, y'all music is good. Just, I mean, pat yourself on the back. Your music is excellent. You know.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank
sir.
you.
That's the
Thank you
easy
so
part.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
But it wasn't like that many years ago because you had to do covers. You know, when you were considered a house band, you know, because nobody didn't know who you were. So if you wasn't the Temptations or Whispers of Gladys Knight, they wouldn't show up. But now, since a lot of those artists are moving, you know, transitioning like Aretha Franklin. But you have people out there that can sing just like her and sing her songs very well. And people will probably say, hey, you know what? That was a really good show. You know, why wasn't I supporting that person when they was putting their own music out there? You know, so I really like where we are right now in the music industry, and I'm just so happy to see you guys stepping out there and investing in yourselves, because that was big what you guys did this summer. I really enjoyed the Facebook Live programs. You know, I would pay to see you guys streaming online in video if it was out there. You know, because it was so good.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So with all that said, Batman is also supporting the artist in a sound stage called the Maryland Gospel Live, and the guys, we're seeing a lot of that out there. So you know, you just pick a date and let us know when you want to come out, and we can set all that, and we will have a live studio audience for you. And all that's happening right on the Eastern Shore, right, DJ Lady Praise and DJ Jazz.
Oh, definitely. I was the MC at the first one. It was awesome.
Yep, it was awesome, and that was actually that was like a test drive, but the place was so nice. Batman liked the price. I liked the facility. I liked the staff, the area. It was so convenient for us that, you know, we're going to make that our home. So it's supposed to be converted into a sound stage for live studio audience. So once we really get that thing moving, we love for you guys to be part of that and, you know, come on out and hang out.
Most definitely. You know, we talked about that, man.
Yep, we sure did.
Yeah,
so
we talked about it. So so it's just a matter of us making it happen.
That's right. And then Sheila knows what the crab cakes are like because she knows the spot. G&M. Tell them, Sheila.
Yeah.
Sheila knew about Maryland crab cakes. Cause look, Lady Praise, they were here. They were here. What was it? 2 years ago?
And the crab soup. I love the soup. That crab soup.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
About 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, all I wanted was crab soup.
Yeah,
all I ate was crab soup. Just give me crab soup.
I was like, I Sheila know about some G&M. You know, G&M is not like it's downtown Baltimore. You got to go out to the. It is. G&M's is the joint. That fish is good. Everything. I was thinking, I said, what Sheila know about G&M? She must have been here before. You know. Cause she said, I'm heading to G&M's.
I first went, Henry Harris, Mr. Henry Harris. I'm also the Excellence in Music Academy graduate from his program.
Okay.
And so I first came in 2015 when he had an event and I had to be there in October. And so that's when I learned about the crab soup. And it was right there at the harbor.
Yeah.
Oxon Hill, Maryland.
That's right.
Where the event was.
Yeah, I haven't heard his name.
Yeah.
I haven't heard his name for a minute there. I forgot we had him on the show before. Mr. Harris, right? You said Mr. Harris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Harris.
Yeah, we had him on. He's still doing his thing.
And Kevin James. You know, you got to put Kevin James in there too.
Oh, that's right, Captain James. That's right. That's right. The restaurant looked like a ship, right on the water.
I can't eat crabs. I'm allergic to it.
Oh, wow.
Sorry to hear that.
Wow.
Yeah, but I love them, but I just can't eat them.
Oh, wow.
But you never know.
I get a terrible headache. It shuts me down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you never know. You could outgrow it, you know. Give it a shot.
That's what I thought when That's what I thought a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. So you tried it out.
Right. It doesn't matter whether I have 2 or does it. Doesn't matter how many.
So you don't eat any seafood? You can't eat any seafood.
I eat. I'm just allergic to crabs. I can't eat crabs. I can't eat chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Wow, my 2 favorite things.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm telling you, chocolate.
Wow.
How can you not eat chocolate? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Wow.
No chocolate?
That's right.
No.
Well, I'll tell you what, we coming to the end of the program, but we want to give everybody a chance to listen to your new music when we go out of the program. So tell us a little bit about how did this song come about? You guys want to give us the breakdown? Where did it come from?
Come on, let's celebrate. Well, wanted to do a Christmas single, but I always wanted to do original Christmas single. And so when I was leaving the S&M Gospel Awards in July, when Lynn and I were together, we were leaving there, flying in back from Raleigh, North Carolina. The Lord gave me "Come On, Let's Celebrate," the song. And so just wrote the song, and after that, we Glenn and I got together and we just did the song or whatever. And now here it is, and I'm glad because this is a song about really, in spite of your circumstances, because sometimes the holidays are not the best time for people.
That's true.
People go through things. I mean, this morning I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was telling me that her brother was murdered 3 hours after his birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was after this morning or yesterday morning or something, and I was going, wow. And I was just talking to her and telling my
wow, that's not good.
Prayers up, and then I was like, wow. And stuff sometimes like into December, and things happen, and stuff happen, and things happen, and stuff. Sometimes stuff happens. It's not good, and it's hard.
Absolutely,
it can be hard to it can be hard to push through. It can be hard to do different things and things like that. And so that's why there's a verse in there that stands. I think the second verse says, "I understand that you might not want to praise, but it will lift a heavy burden with your hands raised." It's sometimes it's difficult to do, but we celebrate anyhow, and we praise anyhow. That's one thing I loved about when I saw Michael Sampley. After his daughter passed, his 15-year-old daughter passed. After she had passed, and the people, we were praying for him, and everybody's praying for him. I saw a Facebook Live video of him and his family in praise and worship, and it was on Facebook, and it was amazing. And I was going, man, he just lost his 15-year-old daughter, and he's here with his family. They were just sitting around the table doing praise and worship, and it was amazing that they were still celebrating Jesus even after he had just lost his daughter. And that it can be the hardest thing to do. And I'm not saying everybody's going to do that because everybody processes grief differently.
Yeah, it's true.
But what I'm saying is, even though it's a process of grief, you sometimes still have to push past it and give him praise anyhow. It's not always easy. I'm not going to say it's easy or I'm making it like a lightweight song. No, it's not that. It's a true song because the Bible says, "For the spirit of heaviness, you put on the garment of praise."
Amen.
So, come on, let's celebrate.
That's right. And we appreciate you guys coming out and joining the Chestertown Sunday Jazz Crew podcast, live jazz experience right here on Positive Power Double XI.
Thank you, DJ Lady.
All right, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much.
Amen.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
so
thank
much
you, guys, for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
And best wishes in all you do.
Oh, thank you. And blessings 100.
Blessings.
Amen.
Also, blessings 100.
And hopefully one day you guys have an opportunity to meet the Jazz Crew, because they actually help my company with the productions on the Eastern Shore. They are very instrumental in helping with the Lakeisha Mosley Show and the Maryland Gospel Live. So they're right in there with us. They're right in the fire, helping to build the kingdom for God and give people opportunities to showcase what they do. That's what we do right here on Positive Power. All right. So before we go, Sheila and Glenn, you guys have any final words, any encouraging words for our listeners?
Just keep playing your vision. Keep working. Don't let anybody stop you. Just continue. you stay consistent, you will eventually get there.
Yeah.
Amen. Powerful. All right.
Yeah.
And
Amen.
And Sheila.
Amen.
Well, sometimes you go through the fire and you go through the flood, but just keep piggybacking off what Glenn said. But you keep at it, and the Lord will bring you out to your wealthy place.
Amen.
Your wealthy place may not look like everybody else's.
Amen.
But it's your wealthy place.
All right. And I would tell people, I
like that theme.
Yeah, I like that. And I got to tell people too, one thing, if you guys, you can't see them right now, but if you picture yourself, meeting Glenn is about 6'4", 6'5", built like a linebacker.
I'm not that tall, man. I'm 6 foot, man.
No, you're not, because I'm 6'1". You're taller than me. I'm 6'1". You're taller than me.
He's about your height. He's about Batman's height.
He's taller than me. He's taller than Batman. And Sheila's, I think Sheila must be about 5'5", 6", but a beautiful, beautiful smile that you'll never forget. You never forget.
Aw, that's right. You actually, that's right.
She feisty too, because she be beating me, slap me upside my head, man.
Don't tell me about that. I've never done that. That's not true.
We got him on Lakeisha's show now, so they can talk about their relationship. We invite him on your Lakeisha show.
Oh, wow.
All right, guys, we're gonna play this song called "Come." It's called "Come Let Us Celebrate" right here on Positive Power WXI. We want to thank all the listeners. And coming up at 10 o'clock, well, actually it's supposed to be right now, but coming up in a few minutes, you can catch Late Night with Dr. Tranell, and that's coming out of Florida. Matter of fact, she represents 4G. So 4G is definitely doing this thing out there, doing his
shout out to 4G.
Yeah, doing his thing.
Yeah, shout out to 4G.
All right, man.
Doing his thing, yeah.
Yeah, and I think 4G is actually planning to be on My Journey with Paula G, so you get a chance to catch him on some of the Christian programming that we do right here. So we're very excited to meet that young man. We'll be in Atlanta this summer shooting at the Black Box Theater, and then this spring we'll be in Graysonville shooting for Maryland Gospel Live. So we hope to meet you guys that's listening, that's planning to want to do Christian television. We're right here waiting for you. So just look for our links on Eventbrite so we can get you reserved and start filming. All right, y'all. It's time to get out of here. Again, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
All right, guys.
I'm Jerry Woods Live
guys.
Worldwide. Okay.
Thank you, too.
Thanks again. Thanks again. Peace and blessings.
You're listening to Jerry Woods Live Worldwide Podcast. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XI.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Christmas time, but let's give him all the praise. We made it through this year, 365 days. We ought to thank him, lift his name on high, tell about his goodness and testify. Come on, let's celebrate. Come on, let's celebrate. Jesus, yes, let's clap our hands and dance this Christmas season. Come on, let's celebrate. Come on, let's celebrate. Jesus, yes, let's clap our hands. He's the reason for the season. I understand it. You might not want to praise, but celebrate. Come on, let's celebrate. Celebrate His goodness. Celebrate with me. Come on, let's celebrate. Come on, let's celebrate. Celebrate His